to the top, there ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring, Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids, own property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though. I'm still in that black act, but she starred though. Cause that's all it takes. I'm flashing for. I'm on my grind, not no more fashion show.
Anybody will tell you like the most value, like especially the people that's already in business, right? My stuff is for mindset, motivation, like my regular videos, but these interviews is what everybody get the chance from. So again, just appreciate it. All you did was make this a classic. That's all. So, but let's rewind a little bit. So again, I said that you were a franchise owner, years ago. You started there. Can you talk about the mindset transition that it took for you? Because I know when you first lead that franchise, like I was saying, you scared. You think that most people are. Maybe you weren't. You talk about it, but most people scared. They feel like, well, I don't got the big corporate backing behind me no more. I don't got the guys in the suit with me. It's all on me. What was that mindset transition like for you when you went from franchise to independent?
You know what? To be honest with you, AJ, like when I was in the franchise, and that was my only source of income, I remember talking to the franchise owner, and I'm like, listen, man, like I'm getting charged all of these fees, and you know what? I feel like I'm paying to have a job. Like I'm paying you to have a job. And you know what he said? He looked at me straight in the face. I'll never forget. Looked me straight in the eye, and he shook his head. He said, "Yeah, it's kind of like that." I said, "Okay." I said, "This ain't the move. This ain't for me." So as time is going, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm bumping my head. I'm looking at YouTube videos, and I started to feel defeated almost. I told my wife, I'm like, well, maybe if I just get like 10 more, franchise accounts, then we could, we be where I want to be. And shout out to my wife, man, because straight up, she was like, nope. You ain't gonna get no more franchise. Look how much money. You see all the money that you paying them to do these accounts. You responsible for these. They can take it from you anytime. And it's like, I want what I want. I want it right now, but I know that she's right, so I can't really argue with her. So I just, yeah, you're right, man. So I promise you, man, ain't nothing worse than being stuck, feeling like you're stuck making $30,000, $40,000 self-employed. Like that's a rough space to be in, man. Like that's a rough box because you have to do it. There's no one you can call on for help, and on top of that, you paying these guys these all these expensive fees and stuff. So when I reached that point where it was like, you know what, getting more accounts isn't an option. Quitting isn't an option. I have to put my head down and I have to seriously focus on how it is I'm going to get to where I want to be from where I am right now. And it's funny because, it's funny because like I've always, since I got into, I would probably say maybe 6 months to a year before I got into the franchise, like I would always look up stuff on YouTube, and you were one of the first people that I found, and you always gave really good knowledge. Based on your experience. You had more experience than I did, but I will always look at your videos and stuff for inspiration on things to do and what to do. So, once I knew that I just wasn't gonna take no for an answer. I wasn't gonna say that this industry is gonna beat me. I did whatever I could, man. I kicked and scratched and I just did what I could. To get out of that space, man, to get out of that box, So I was definitely just determined.
That's what's up, man. So now I want to ask you this because you at that level now where it could go two ways, right? Once you get to round about maybe the 10, 15, 20 something thousand a month, maybe 30,000 a month, somewhere around that area, is that it could go either way. Either you're gonna be working a ton, 80 hours a week, right? And grinding all the time to maintain those numbers, or you're going to be in a place where you already got a system in place, working a little less. So, like, I'm trying to figure out, so what is your work schedule like right now?
So right now, you know what, to be honest with you, like I go in, and I will check on my staff, make sure they're doing the things that they're supposed to do. If they need anything, if they have anything, I'll pop in. Say I may pop in at 6 o'clock on one account, and before they get to the next account, I'm already there. And then I'll show up to the last account, at the rest of the night. So I'm doing I'm playing two different parts. I'm being a manager. Well, three different parts really. I'm playing a manager. I'm playing my wife does a lot of the admin stuff, but I'm the manager, I'm the salesperson. And even though I don't have to, I got to revisit this and see when I'm going to change it. Just recently, I haven't cleaned an account in almost, it's been about a year since I cleaned an account, but I did start doing it. I started back doing one account on Monday. And the only reason why I do it on Monday is because it's the beginning of the week. And to be honest with you, it keeps me humble and it lets me think. It lets the wheels get to moving in my mind, and I'm able to think and strategize and plan. But yeah, I'll do that for maybe about an hour or two on Mondays, and then I don't clean nothing up for the rest of the week.
That's what's up, man. And that's really more like meditation time too. Whenever I yep, like I would keep one in the cut that I could just clean here and there and just use it as meditation. I got my earbuds in, especially if it's an after hours account. If it was a daytime account, I probably wouldn't do earbuds. I'm too busy, trying to be customer service. And some people do that, but I don't recommend it, honestly. I thought I threw that out there while I was thinking about it. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and move on. I was about to dwell on that more, but I'm gonna move on. So I searched my email, right, when I was researching the interview. And I saw that we've been in communication since 2015. This is well before, because Clean Biz Network didn't actually exist until 2018, end of 2018. But I was on YouTube, giving advice and stuff. So you reached out to me way back in 2015 to ask for advice. And we've been in communication since then. I didn't realize it at first, but we have. So I remember from the last interview we did together that you said that you bought into another guy's lead generation service before mine.
Yeah.
It didn't go the way that you hoped it would have went. And so what I'm wondering at this point is, what made you basically trust another internet guy? Because essentially that's all I am to somebody just looking at me today, get to deal with me or whatever. I'm just another internet guy. So I'm trying to figure out what made you trust me. And then also I want to point out the fact that you started in 2015. I think I started my franchise I started my franchise 2014. You started yours 2015, I think. And you basically been growing with me. So I would franchise, you would franchise. I let the franchise be independent, you let the franchise be independent. So shout out to you, by the way, for actually doing that. Because I always tell people, telling y'all what I'm doing so y'all can keep doing it with anyway. Back to the question. Back to the question. What made you trust the internet guy, right? That after already having a bad experience with that?
To be honest with you, it was your consistency. It was the consistency in the message that you put across. A lot of times people on the internet, on Monday they doing this, on Tuesday they doing that, on Wednesday you were always really, really consistent. So I was like, man, AJ's pretty much consistent. And the other guy I purchased from, not to say that he wasn't consistent. I was at that point when I spent with him, I was just looking for something to get me out of the situation I was in. And I don't think CBN was around at the time I spent the money with him. Because and if it was, I didn't know about the
it wasn't. I didn't come up with my lead generation years later. Yep.
So I was already in the mindset of, I gotta get out of this. There gotta be a way out of it. And after I spent the money with him, I really didn't put as much. I didn't vet him as well as I probably should have. And then it didn't work out. But then, hey, here's AJ. Now you moved on. I think at this point you were down in, I want to say you were in Jacksonville with the other company. And see, when I found out that CBN came out, I had already watched so many of your videos, and you just were consistent the whole time. I said, wait a minute. I said, okay, I'll spend, $300-400. I don't remember how much it was for these leads to see if they are really what he says they are. I'll spend the money with it. And sure enough, like the first, I want to say the first one I went to, I didn't get the account. The second one I went to, the lady saw me and she was like, "Oh no, we don't need no services. We need no services." Right. But I never once was like, "Oh man, this is funny." I'm like, wait a minute. I paid money to get in front of these people and I'm in front of them. Right. So that right there was gold to me. Like, wait a minute, he said exactly what he said he was gonna do. I said, okay. And I had one more. And the last one that I went to, I got the account. So I'm like, wait a minute. So now I'm really paying attention.
Right.
And then you put out, in the master class, you were saying, hey, you know what? I'll teach you guys how to do this. I said, what? I said, I know that he's he's consistent. Two, he does what he says he's going to do. And then for number three, you're going to teach me how to go and get these clients, get in front of these decision makers. I said, man, go ahead. What's that meme that everyone take my money? Yeah, man. So it was really your message and your consistency, and you did exactly what you said you was going to do. So
that's what's up, man. And the reason why I asked you that too, not just to toot my own horn, but I appreciate that. But really, the reason why I asked you that though, because I know that it's a ton of people, because I was one of them, right? You were one of them. We watching all these YouTubers and you trying to figure out who's real, who ain't, who's program or course or whatever they're selling. Somebody's selling something, right? What to buy. And this is what you should look for, things that Marcus just named. And so that's why I wanted to ask you that, so because you're a guy who actually bought somebody's system and it actually worked for you. So they can see, you know what I mean? Well, what do you look for when you think about buying somebody's stuff? So that's why I was asking that in particular. So now I'm gonna move on to my question. I gotta ask, but I always ask this towards the end of the interview, which is if somebody's watching this right now, sitting on the sideline, thinking about starting that cleaning company or any business for that matter, but they're scared to make that jump, what could you say to that person?
I would say any big decision in your life, I mean, outside of actually nothing. Any big decision in your life, you're never gonna be ready for. Like you might save the money to buy yourself a house, but you're not gonna be ready for the leak that might come up in the house. You might not be ready for the somebody out cutting the grass and a rock fly in and break the window. Now you aren't thinking about those things. You aren't ready for them. You never will be. It's like being a father for the first time. I was scared. My friend told me the same thing. Man, you're never gonna be ready to be a dad. In business, you never ever gonna be ready. You can sit on the sidelines and wait until you know what I mean, and grow old, trying to get into the double dutch. Like, oh, should I do it now? Should I do it now? Like you can sit around and wait forever, but you're never gonna be ready. You got to do it. You can't ride a bike by thinking about riding a bike. You got to actually get on it and go. And there's gonna be times when you in business when you're gonna fall down. There's gonna be times in business where you're gonna be discouraged. But where I am now compared to where I started, that line right there, like I was here, now I'm here. And the money that I make right now really isn't a lot of money in my eyes. I don't feel like it's a lot of money. But the learning lessons, the growth is within that line, right? That's where you're gonna grow. That's where you're gonna learn all of your lessons. Like you can't read books and know every aspect of business. You gotta be in it, you gotta feel it, you gotta do it. So if you're on the sideline and you're waiting for the perfect time, like that perfect time is never gonna come. You go, but I will say this: if when you do go into business, don't just quit your job. Don't jump in. Well, if it were me, right, I'm not gonna jump in and quit my business. I don't know what everyone else's situation exactly is, but I would advise for someone who's new to business not to quit your job. That doesn't mean you go into business, half stepping. When I first started, I still had a job, and I had a job for a long time. And I would go to work and I would work, 8 hours a day, sometimes 16, sometimes, 12 to 16 hours a day, and then get off from the job and then go put the work in for the business because I had a vision. And the only way that my vision was going to become a reality was through execution. And if you're on the sideline, you ain't executing nothing but thoughts and anxiety. That's it. You got to jump in.
That's 100, man. I couldn't say that any better myself, man. And I'm gonna tell you this. So last time I interviewed you, I didn't have this, but I got this new fun thing now I do at the end. It's called the lightning round. So I'm gonna say one word or phrase, and you tell me the first thing that comes to your mind. So you ready?
All right, let's get it.
All right, cool. First thing is crypto.
Unsure.
Me too, a little bit.
I'm not, but look, hey, AJ, I did make some money in crypto, but I made money in crypto and I didn't really know what I was doing.
Right.
So yeah, I'm unsure.
I think if 80%, if most people were honest, 80% of the people could say the same thing. At least 80. That's probably undershooting it. All right. Favorite sports team.
Raiders, Oakland Raiders, or Las Vegas Raiders.
Okay. Family.
Everything.
All right. Top 5 rappers all time.
Give me 1 second. You said top 5 rivals of all time?
Rappers of all time.
Oh, top 5 rappers of all time? Biggie, Pop. I would say Black Thought, Andre 3000. You know who else I like too, man? I really like Big Crit. I do.
Yeah.
He's not popular. He's not popular, and I probably shouldn't put him into my top 5. I'm gonna put him. I'm gonna go ahead and say Nipsey, and I'm gonna put Big Crit as an honorable mention. I really like him.
I like that's a solid top 5 and an honorable mention though. I just got put on a Big Crit, and I like it. You know, I got him in my playlist for sure. Shout out to Big Crit. All right, cool. Clean Biz Network.
Clean Biz Network is an absolute gold mine. It's a gold mine.
That's all right. All right. Law of Attraction.
Underestimated, very real.
Legacy.
Man, I battle with that one. That was a tough one for me for a lot of different reasons. But I would say legacy, foundation.
Okay. I kind of want to talk to you about that more later too, because I'm wondering if that's tough for you for the same reason it is for me. Because I don't know if it's completely different, but I got definitely an interesting point of view about it lately compared to what I used to have. Only because the mainstream media is pushing it so much, and so anytime they push something a lot, I always try to research it and look at it from a different perspective. So
definitely,
we'll talk about that for sure. But anyway, Marcus Crockett, everybody, I appreciate you taking out the time. We feel like we're both looking at our clock, so I got another meeting right after this. But how can we follow your journey?
So what we didn't talk about, man, is you know, me and my because we in Washington, man. I've been here for a long time. It rains a lot, and you know, there's just other things that comes into play. But me and my wife, man, we actually thinking about selling the company and relocating and doing it all over again. So as of right now, like I don't have a YouTube channel. You know, I don't really post too much on my personal social media about businesses or anything like that. But, you know, if we do decide to make this move, I'm going to document the whole thing, like from beginning to end, from absolutely no clients to my goal, you know, if we pull it off, and we're actually supposed to fly out tonight to go visit one of the places that we're thinking about going, but we kind of have to wait a couple weeks. But if I pull it off, my goal is to be at 6 figures within the first 6 to 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And I'm gonna document the whole thing.
You know what, man? That's big too. Shout out to y'all for that. I kind of hope y'all do it just so we can watch that unfold. But you know what? I want to say one thing. First of all, that was one of my questions up here, and I deleted it because I thought the video was gonna be too long. So I'm glad you covered it. One of my questions was gonna be, what's the future of your company? What's the goal? Will you sell? So you cover that. So I'm glad you brought that up. Then also, let me holler at Sean Richards, man. You know we're trying to get into mergers and acquisitions. So look,
yeah,
we can try that. You know what I mean? Now also, you in there, right? In the group that we're trying to put together.
Yeah, but I saw the post. I'm not 100% sure if I joined the group, but I am interested in it. This is a funny. This is new to me, right? I never sold a company before.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know how it works. I don't know if we're gonna for sure sell it. I don't know if I want to double the revenue and just put all of the systems in place to run without us. I don't know. You know, this is a weird territory for us.
Absolutely. Well, we'll definitely talk more about it offline, man. But anyway, if y'all want to get in contact with Marcus Crockett, since he didn't give us nothing just yet, join his network for now. And I'm gonna put his affiliate link because we do affiliate commissions, and that's not a secret, right? So I'm gonna put his affiliate link in the comments under the video if you're looking on YouTube. And if you're listening on the podcast, then go to the YouTube channel and hit subscribe. All right. But anyway, and the reason why I say that though, but not to, I know that was shameless plug, but no, seriously though, I'm gonna look forward to when this guy does launch his if you decide to do the document and everything. If you do a YouTube channel for that, definitely let me know so I can help you get the word out there, because I'm gonna definitely let people know, because I'm gonna be watching as well, man. So definitely keep us posted on that.
Definitely. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right, Marcus, I appreciate you coming out, man, taking the time. I'll talk to you later, man. Thank you.
No doubt, AJ. Appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.